Hi everyone, we make today the revision part of e-commerce, digital markets, digital goods, and also decision making and knowledge management, and explain the main points as a compact summary. I try now to explain the concept of e-commerce in simple words. E-commerce actually transforms the way how business conducted. And consequently, e-commerce can be seen as processing of business processes via networks. And usually, the network is the World Wide Web, which means trade on the internet. The term e-commerce is nowadays associated with advertising, buying, or selling conveniently from your own computer, tablet, or smartphone. The great advantage at this point is that you can work or shop comfortably from home or on the go. E-commerce is not only trading on the internet, but also includes online banking, customer service area, which are today largely handled by social networks such as Twitter, Facebook, or WhatsApp. Advantage for seller. The business transaction can be executed with almost no delays. In addition, a much larger target group can be reached. Thanks to many targeting options can be specifically addressed and used in a fine-grained manner for the address group. Search engines like Google can also advertise and sell for small merchants worldwide without their own physical stores. The same also offered by sales portals such as Amazon, eBay, or Google Shopping. As a customer, you have the option of accessing a much larger pool of products and comparing prices much more easily than in classical physical stores. Mispurchasing or bad purchasing can be minimized through product rating and customer reviews. Customers and sellers alike can use various online payment options. Most important technology foundations support e-commerce is, first of all, internet-based models for computing, such as cloud computing, software as a service, and Web2 technology also reduces the cost of websites to build e-commerce websites. In addition, e-commerce software allows customized e-shop websites and electronic payment and mobile apps and so on. E-commerce transforms the way how business conducted, as we said before, and therefore it allows new business models that cannot be realized without the internet, like transport sharing, like Uber and Career, or selling of digital goods like music, movies, or digital newspapers. And also new business models for advertising and marketing in general. That is a new ways how to make marketing. E-commerce allows much more of business models, and you can also realize your own business model and operate it with your own business idea. Why not? This slide and the next 7, we will discuss the reasons for the rapid growth of e-commerce, namely the features or characteristics of the internet and e-commerce, which are richer and more powerful than the previous technology revolutions like radio and TV. The 8 features of the internet are ubiquity, global reach, universal standards, richness, interactivity, information density, personalization and customization, and finally, social technology. Ubiquity means that internet and web technology are available everywhere: work, home, on go, traveling, and at any time, which lead to enabling marketplaces independently from temporal and geographical aspects and making trading for customers more convenient and cost efficient. Global reach is a logical consequence of internet ubiquity, which enables commerce across cultural and national boundary seamlessly and without any modification. Marketplace includes potentially billions of consumers and millions of businesses worldwide. Targeted customer can be defined here, advertised, and delivered with desired services and products, so you can reach customer overall in this world. Marketplaces over the internet require universal technical standards of the internet and e-commerce. Universal standards allow disparate computer systems easily to communicate with each other in order to, for example, to reduce market entry costs. Market entry costs that merchants must pay to bring goods to the market, and also to get lower consumers' search costs, including all efforts required to find suitable products, and also to support electronic payments. For all these e-commerce activities, we need technological standards to be valid overall in the internet worldwide. Richness in terms of variety of possible contents that internet supports in order to reach so much as possible of audience. This contents could be messages with text, audios, or videos that can be streamed simultaneously to a large number of people. Website nowadays becomes dynamic and allows interactivity. E-commerce technologies are interactive, meaning they allow for two-way communication between merchant and consumer. All of these activities are possible on an e-commerce website. Interactivity allows an online merchant to engage a consumer in a way similar to face-to-face experience, but on a massive global scale. Information density in the matters of availability of large information to all market participants in order to get greater price and cost transparency. So the consumer can now make price and cost comparison, and also to get information about the product and seller service quality through, for example, evaluation of reviews and product ratings. In addition, information density enables merchants to provide discrimination. Price discrimination is a selling strategy that offers consumers different prices for the same product or service based on market current requirement and historical customer purchasing behavior. In pure so-called price discrimination, the seller charges each customer the highest possible price that customer can pay. Coming now to the feature personalization and customization. We will start first with personalization. Sometimes personalization and customization are exchangeable. So, but normally personalization linked to how to adjust or adapt the website's appearance of the websites or the content of it, and customization more related to product and services offered by the merchant, how to reassemble them and to make customized order. So for personalization, merchants or consumer can change the appearance and contents of the websites to match customer wishes, depending on customer's behavior or customer profile, or providing the registered customer web tools to personalize their own websites, like select and present me always just new science fiction movies, or simple changes like changing the site's background color. With personalization, merchants can target their marketing ads to specific individuals by adjusting the ads or messages to a person's clickstream's behavior, interests, and past purchases. In contrast to personalization, customization has a more focus on the offered product and services in the websites. Customization allows changing the offered product or service based on user preferences. Customer can reassemble desired car or computer, for instance, and see the product from different views. Prices are automatically calculated and the complete purchase order is represented in real time. With the interactive nature of e-commerce technology, much information about the consumer can be gathered from the marketplace regarding current and past purchases, and also regarding customer behavior in the past. For example, which products site are visited by the customer in the last 2 weeks. This information can be automatically evaluated and used by online merchants to propose or offer the customer suitable product or services. The new internet and e-commerce empower users to create and distribute contents on a large scale and permit users to program their own content consumption. Social media contents can be used to evaluate users' opinion about products, services, or company to be evaluated and in order to improve business performance of companies, for example. We discuss now some of important key concepts that affect digital markets of the way companies conduct business. From a finance aspect, digital markets reduce the following costs. Costs of information asymmetry, cost of search costs, transaction costs, and manual costs. So let's starting first to explain information asymmetry cost. When one party in a transaction has more information that is important for the transaction than the other party, for instance, same product is not always described in the same way by different websites of different merchants. Search costs, that means the effort to find suitable product. And transaction cost is the cost of participating in market when, for example, a purchase order is executed. Manual cost, merchants' cost of changing prices. Manual costs in economics refer to the cost to a commercial enterprise resulting from a price change. For example, there is no need to print new products catalogs in paper formats every time when the product price is changed. The term here originates from the catering business. When a restaurant changes its prices, it has to design and print new menus that costs money. From technological aspects, digital markets enable price discrimination. This means selling the same goods or nearly the same goods to different targeted groups at different prices depending on evaluation of customer profiles and how much he or she can pay. Dynamic pricing, the price of a product that varies depending on demand characteristics of the customer or the supply situation of the seller. We can observe this phenomena in some e-stores where the price of a product changes depending on, for example, the number of the items and or laying time in the warehouse. Disintermediation, this means the removal of organizations or business process layers responsible for intermediary steps in a value chain. There is no need for intermediate organization to reach customer or to find a supplier. Here we discuss the key concepts in e-commerce and focus on digital goods and how these compare with traditional goods. Digital goods, goods that can be delivered over digital networks for downloading, not via physical logistic delivery. Example for these digital products, music tracks, videos, software, digital newspapers, e-books. The cost of producing a first or original unit is almost the entire cost of the product. Marginal cost of second unit is about zero. It's just a copy of the original one. Costs of delivery over the internet is very low. It's just the cost of the internet and downloading. Marketing costs of products in e-commerce remain the same. On the internet, the merchants can change prices as often as desired because of low manual costs. Industries with digital goods are undergoing and suffering from internet because of illegal trading of their digital goods and ignoring of properties and copyrights. They are required revolutionary changes of their business model to survive in the e-commerce. Here we will introduce the most popular business models used in e-commerce environment. Again, a business model is a business idea or concept to generate profit. It's just description of the way how to earn money. So starting with Portal. Portal simply like Yahoo, providing information, news, tools, and the revenue model of Portal normally is advertising. Online retail stores, often called e-tailers, e-shops where a website functions as bricks and clicks storefront. Customers here only need to connect to the internet to check their products and place an order. The sale is here the revenue model. Content provider is related to intangible products like software, streaming of movies, music, or digital newspaper. The revenue model here varies from access fees, advertising, subscription fees, or freemium. Transaction broker, for example, the largest industries using this model are financial services and travel services. Online stock brokers and travel booking services charge fees that are quite less than traditional versions of these services in physical stores, for example. Revenue model here is transaction fee. Market creators build a digital market in which buyer and seller can meet, offer products, search for products, and negotiate prices. eBay and Amazon merchant stores are examples for this model. Normally, transaction fees are the revenue model. And last but not least, community provider is related mainly to social media, where people with similar interests can interact, sharing interests, photos, videos, and exchange of information. Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn as example of the community provider business model. Advertising, of course, here is the revenue model. Some important changes brought to B2B e-commerce by Internet technologies, electronic data interchange, EDI. One of the most important technological standards provided in the Internet to support business transactions in e-commerce environment. It is about the way to exchange of standardized business messages like invoices, purchase order, and other. And this between business application in the way that can be understood and processed directly by business applications. It is computer-to-computer communication or machine-to-machine communication. But note that the internet and web technology enable businesses to create new electronic storefronts for selling to other businesses with multimedia graphic displays and interactive features similar to those for B2C business-to-consumer commerce. Alternatively, business can use internet technology to create extranets or electronic marketplaces for linking to other business for purchase and sale transactions. So we will expand our extranet to include the internet and also consequently to get a business partner to communicate with them with electronic data interchange, EDI messages. With EDI, we conduct business processes automatically between business partner to conduct business transaction. EDI is used by firms and their suppliers to automate transaction for both B2B, e-commerce, and continuous replenishment. Continuous replenishment when the level of inventory is decreased and automatically will be ordered by the supplier by using EDI messages. EDI is still widely used, but it has limitation outlined in the book and is not designed for supporting marketplace operations where you have hundreds of vendors and buyers. Basically, there are three kinds of decision making. Unstructured decision making generally required identifying and deep understanding of problems or enhancements regarding complex subjects, and it required also extensive and intensive investigation to make decisions. This kind of decision making has no clear rules, rather it depends on understanding and judgment of problems that decision makers makes his or her decisions. While structured decision making made depending on clear rules and routines that can be used every time when decision maker faced the same problem. It is about predefined routines to solve specific problem. And finally, semi-structured decision making, as its name implies, it's about decision making where a part of it is structured and the rest is unstructured. Generally, kind of decision making depends on the complexity grade of the problem to be solved, and also depending on its impact on the business and the responsibilities of decision maker within the organization management hierarchy. As we know, management layers are divided into three layers. Senior managers, who are responsible for strategic decisions which impact on business of an organization for long terms. Senior managers make usually unstructured decisions like entering new markets, which required actually extensive insights of the targeted market regarding competitors, local environmental laws and regulations, customer needs, demands, market infrastructures, purchase power of people, and unemployment rates, logistics, and much more factors. And the KPIs, key performance indicators of these factors, have to be investigated first before decision maker give, gives his judgment. Middle managers make more structured decisions, but these may include unstructured components. For instance, why is sale reports showing decline in Alexandria, for example? There are many rules that can help the decision maker thereby, for example, investigate first reports of the supply chain and then check up availabilities of resources and finally assess the quality of customer services. And it could be required for the unstructured investigation to understand the problem to decide. Middle managers' decisions have impact on business for middle terms, like development production plan for the next period or development of marketing campaign for the next seasons, and so on. Finally, operational managers make more structured decisions, like classical example of confirming customer credit. There are specific predefined rules that confirm or refuse customer credit. For example, if the customer has income more than X dollars monthly and expenses less than Y dollars, then confirm the credit, otherwise rejected. As you can see, such decisions are very close to real-time execution of business processes of an organization. This figure demonstrates how the nature of decision making, structured, unstructured, semi-structured decision making, how it changes as you move up and down in the organization hierarchy. This figure functions for you just as orientation. There are, of course, exceptions. Some senior managers like to evaluate reports related to daily operations. That's okay. The process of decision making is a series of four stages: intelligence, design, choice, implementation. In the intelligence phase, The problem has to be discovered, exactly defined, and very good understood. And that is not simple as it seems. It required monitoring of KPIs, key performance indicators, that should be set before. For example, with establishing of business performance management, BPM systems that we will discuss later on in this lecture. After discovering the problem has to be defined with its scope and then analyzing all related factors to the problem to understand reasons behind the problem. In the design phase, different solution of the problem will be developed based on problem definition and its scope and understanding of the problem. In the third phase, choice, the most promising solution is selected and implemented at the following implementation phase. Business intelligence supports all these phases by delivering analysis with methods, needed data, monitoring tools, visualizations. All these methods and stuff provided by business intelligence, we will discuss them later in this lecture. What happens if the solution you have chosen doesn't work? This figure shows that you can return to an earlier stage in the decision-making process and repeat it if necessary. This slide discusses the idea that while information systems can support in making decisions by providing information and tool for analysis, they cannot always improve on decisions being made. You can understand the complexity and the breadth of some of the decisions being made within an organization by just looking at the activities of its managers. The classical model of management sees five functional roles of managers: planning, organizing, coordinating, deciding, and controlling. But real-life observation of managers sees far more complexity in managerial activities. Current research looking at the actual behavior of managers has found that managers' real activities are highly fragmented, diverse, and brief in duration, and that managers shy away from making grand sweeping policy decisions. For example, managers perform a great deal of work under pressure, and managerial activities are fragmented, taking less than 9 minutes. They prefer current specific ad hoc information and all forms of communication. The behavioral aspect of managers affect directly the quality of their decision making. Even in decision making situations that can be supported by information systems, the information system may fail in helping to solve the problem or to lead to a better decisions. Three main reasons can explain why investment in information systems do not always produce positive results in decision making. These are information quality, management filters, and organizational inertia, and politics, or organizational culture. High-quality decisions require high-quality information. Information quality has 7 quality dimensions: accuracy, integrity, consistency, completeness, validity, timeliness, and accessibility. Management filters happen when someone in the managerial position cannot be able to recognize or handle a problem because of a filter he or she uh, using to evaluate a problem. These filters of managers can be in form of prejudice, mindsets, or their own subjectivity to see just positives of things they like and perceive just negatives of things they dislike. Organizational inertia and politics tend normally to late react or even to resist changes in an organization, which influence negatively decisions made by the decision makers. And now we have the question of how do business intelligence and business analytics support decision making. Basically, business intelligence and analytics promise to deliver correct, nearly real-time information to decision makers, and the analytic tools help them quickly to understand the information and to take action. A business intelligence environment consists of data from the business environment as data source, uh, the business intelligence infrastructure, where data from data sources selected and stored in external database as data warehouse. And we have also business analytic tool sets for modeling, analyzing, and visualization, and more of data. And by using different analyzing methods like OLAP, online analytical processing, statistics, data mining methods, or simply using ad hoc inquiries. This graphic illustrates the process of data warehouse for converting the data from raw data from data sources into valuable information provided to decision maker. The graphic shows also the components or the main components of a data warehouse system. It shows that the data warehouse extracts data from multiple sources, data sources, both internal and external data sources, and transforms them as needed and store them in the data warehouse, and normally in form of multidimensional database. To extract meaningful information from the data warehouse, additional tools are required, such as queries and reports, OLAP functionalities, and data mining methods. In addition, the information directory provides user with information about the content of the data warehouse, data marks and the structure of the data marks, key figures and characteristics. This slide looks at the 6 main elements that play main roles in business intelligence. Data sources, which mean data from business environment, internal and external data needed for supporting decisions. Business intelligence infrastructure, like establishing infrastructure for extracting, transforming, and loading data from data sources into databases in data warehouse, um, and the data marts to be integrated. Then these data can be analyzed through various business analytics tool sets. But managers impose order on the analytics of data using a variety of managerial methods that define strategic business goals and specify how progress will be measured. Without management oversight, business analytics can produce a great deal of information that focuses on the wrong matter of divert attention from the real issues. Data warehouse can support further analytics platforms like management information system, decision support system, executive support system. And finally, for any BI, business intelligence solution, is a GUI, graphical user interface, for the end user is provided for visualizations and for reporting to get results in form of dashboards, scorecards, and other visualization methods. This graphic looks at the different elements in the business intelligence environment. From left clockwise, data, infrastructure, tool set, managerial users, platform, and user interfaces. This is an overview highlighting the kinds of hardware, software, and management capabilities that the major vendor offer and the firms develop over time. Here are the main functionalities of business intelligence systems. There are 6 analytic functionalities: predefined production reports, parameterized reports, dashboards and scorecards, ad hoc queries and searches, the ability to drill down to detailed view of data, and finally the ability to model scenarios and create forecasts. Production reports present standard reports containing period-related business information area like production, inventory, sales, finance, or marketing. Parameterized reports used for predictive analytics about future conditions to predict future trends and behavior patterns. Variables as parameters here used to measure prediction of future behavior. Parameterized reports are reports that can be adjusted to reflect user-defined parameters. For instance, viewing a report by region and time of day to see how sales vary by these parameters. Another example, a summary view might present the total numbers of products by category sold worldwide. Drilling down, views might go to products sold at national, regional, or local levels, and down from product categories to single products and product versions. Decision support systems are used for the semi-structured decisions made by the business analysts and super users. For making unstructured decisions, middle managers and analysts will use Decision Support System, DSS, model and data-driven with powerful analytics and modeling tools, including spreadsheets and pivot tables. Example of analytic used in decision support system: what if analysis, sensitivity analysis, backward sensitivity analysis, multidimensional analysis, or OLAP. Um, uh, to remind you again, decision support system can draw data from multidimensional data stored in a data warehouse and then can be presented, this data can be presented as pivot table for further analysis in the decision support system. This graphic demonstrates the results of sensitivity analysis of changing the sales price of a product to answer the question, what happens to break-even point if the sales price and the cost to make each unit increases or decreases. The break-even point where the cost exactly covered and there is no loss or profit made. With such analysis, we have the possibility to change variables and view the effect of these changes on the other related variables with different scenarios. Here, for example, to forecast or see which price scenario of the product can be achieved with a minimum cost per unit. Here we will discuss business intelligence used by senior management. These executive support systems utilize some type of methodology to determine which information affects the profitability and success of the firm and how this information can be measured. One popular methodology is the balanced scorecard method. Balanced scorecards uses predefined key performance indicators related to 4 dimensions: financial, business processes, customer, and learning and growth. Senior executives make unstructured decisions and use dashboard and visual interfaces displaying the needed key performance information. The balanced scorecard and business performance management, BPM, are the two methodologies used in designing executive support systems, ESS. Here you can see graphically the business scorecards with the 4 dimensions of customer, financial, business processes, and learning and growth. And as you can see, some of key performance indicators, they have to be measured and monitored and also evaluated by the senior manager. Knowledge management is represented here as a value chain. And it runs over 4 stages or phases, and they are knowledge acquisition, knowledge storage, and knowledge dissemination, and finally, knowledge application. So the first step is to gathering knowledge and store them in the organization in a specific database, and then the knowledge has to disseminate it to other employees, and that's depend on situation and context. This knowledge can be then applied. The first stage of knowledge value chain is knowledge acquisition. In the knowledge acquisition, document will be gathered. These documents contain solution or knowledge related to specific problem or problem class, and they will be stored depending on these categories. Unstructured documents like report, presentations, best practices, and also emails can be here gathered first, and also to establish expert network to motivate experts in an organization to share their knowledge and provide them with tools to model solutions for problems, and also to deliver them with analysis tools like data mining methods to discover the problems. And also structured data can be gathered to support solutions for specific problem, and this data can be extracted from operational systems like TPS system, transactional processing systems like ERP systems, supply chain and customer relationship management system, and also can be extracted from external sources from a business partner, for example. All these knowledge can be gathered first, categorized, to be stored later in a specific database of knowledge management system. The second stage of the knowledge value chain, knowledge storage. It's about describing the way in which knowledge is stored, and also to emphasize the importance of management in creating and maintaining repository of the knowledge. So we can store the data, structured data in database, and unstructured data in document management systems. And the role of the management here is very important to motivate employee and expert in organization to deliver their knowledge and store their knowledge in this central repository. The third knowledge management value chain is knowledge dissemination. It's about the stage where various ways that can be used to disseminate knowledges in an organization. First of all, organization can develop intranet portals to share knowledges and to make notification, for example, by using email reports, or establishing search engine platforms for the user or employees to discover problems and related solutions, and also to provide employees and experts in the organization with collaboration tools that they can communicate and collaborate to solve problems and exchange experiences and knowledge. And it's very important also to provide or offer training programs for the employees. That's important for the employees to understand the process of the knowledge management and to describe the importance and the values of, for example, current situations, current problems, and solutions provided, and to see the feedback of the employees and motivate them to deliver their proposal to solve problems. The last stage of knowledge value chain is knowledge application, and it emphasizes the need to see and evaluate knowledge in terms of organizational capital and return on investment. So finally, the knowledge can be used and applied, implemented, and supported also by decision support systems. This graphic details the stages of the knowledge management value chain, separating the information system activity from the management and organizational activities involved at each stage. It also describes two very other important requirements for the value chain: the initial data and information acquisition that forms the basis of creating knowledge, and feedback from the knowledge application stage that can result in new opportunities for data and knowledge creation. At the end of our course, I wish you all the best, and please stay safe. Look forward to see you all next semester. Bye-bye.